What would you do if a golden opportunity landed in your lap, seemingly handed to you on a silver platter? In today's story, the protagonist's choice is a masterclass in how to seize such a moment, even when faced with unexpected backlash. This all happened a while back, but my wife, Sarah, and I still talk about it sometimes. She's always been on my side, and honestly, most of our friends and family agree with us. However, when it first went down, it felt like World War III erupted between us and Sarah's coworkers and some other folks. So, here's the deal. I've been playing guitar for 22 years. I know my way around guitar values and the market pretty darn well. My wife used to work at this company, and one day, after work, she was hanging out with some colleagues. The topic of hobbies came up, and Sarah mentioned that I played guitar. That's when one of her coworkers, a guy named Julian, who I guess was pretty popular at the office, mentioned that his dad had recently passed away. Julian was in the process of selling off his dad's belongings. He asked Sarah if I might be interested in his dad's guitar. Sarah texted me right away, and I told her to have him send over the details and the price. The very next day, Julian sent me pictures and the price. What he sent made my jaw drop. It was a 1952 Telecaster, in absolutely mint condition. The craziest part? He even had the original receipts, which is how I knew the exact date. I asked him what he wanted for it, and Julian replied that he had looked up Telecasters online and thought $4,000 was fair. Without a moment's hesitation, I texted back, "I'll take it for $4,000, and went to pick it up. It was clear the guitar held no sentimental value for him whatsoever. Here's where the real drama began. That guitar was, and still is, worth approximately $50,000, depending on the buyer, and I knew that going into it. When I brought the guitar home, I told Sarah what I paid and what it was truly worth. Her eyes went wide, and she was completely floored. Fast forward about 2 weeks, Julian approached Sarah at work, telling her he had just found out the guitar's actual value from a family friend and wanted it back. Sarah, caught a bit off guard, but standing firm, replied, "Well, Leo really likes the guitar, and he knew it was worth $50,000, which is why he was floored you offered it to him for $4,000. He really likes it, and I doubt he will sell it back, but you can ask." Looking back, maybe not the smartest thing for her to say, but it wasn't her fault or problem. Julian contacted me, demanding to buy it back. My answer was simple: it's not for sale. That's when he completely lost it. He claimed I had scammed him and threatened to sue me and take my wife to HR for being a part of the scam. It was absolutely nuts, but he actually did contact HR. Thankfully, they were cool about it and told him it wasn't their problem. It was between him and me. Over the next few months, Julian made things incredibly uncomfortable for Sarah at work. He would bug her constantly about the guitar. This reveals Julian's greatest fatal flaw, his relentless sense of entitlement, which ultimately sealed his fate. Sarah eventually had to go to HR for harassment, and after she complained twice and he was warned but didn't stop, they actually let him go. Julian's obsession didn't end there. He contacted me several more times about it, forcing me to get a restraining order for harassment. I blocked him too. I haven't heard from him in about a year now. A lot of people weighed in online, and the overwhelming consensus was that I was not the asshole. One of the most popular comments, from a user named Peabody77, perfectly summed it up. When you sell something, it is your responsibility to know or determine what it's worth, not the person you are selling to. Some folks, like Agged1516, thought it was an ESH, everyone sucks here, situation, saying I blatantly took advantage of him and his ignorance. They admitted he sucked for not doing his research and then harassing us. Another commenter, Downbathezia113, also felt it was ESH, acknowledging Julian's harassment was wrong, but adding, "But let's be real, you did prey on his ignorance and took advantage of it, which makes you suck, too." They even brought up the concept of information asymmetry, where one person profits due to another's ignorance, though they clarified it wasn't exactly insider trading. I intentionally left some details out of my initial sharing because I didn't want them to influence opinions. I wanted the focus to be solely on the guitar purchase itself. However, I did include the harassment because I felt it was relevant to the story. Here are some specific details I held back. Julian and his dad weren't close at all. So, for those who said I took advantage of him while he was grieving, that's absolutely not the case. When I went to pick up the guitar, he was openly complaining that he hadn't spoken to his dad in 6 years and was annoyed about having to deal with the funeral arrangements. The dad bought the guitar new and never even played it. Luckily, it was stored properly in a closet, not in a damp basement or hot attic, so there are no issues with the wood or electronics. It plays like a dream, and I couldn't be happier. To be clear, I am not selling this guitar, not to Julian, not to anyone. It's going to be with me for a very long time. I'm in my 30s, so maybe in another 30 years, it will find a new home. I might have considered giving Julian more money, or perhaps one of my other guitars to sell on his own, but I completely ruled that out after the vile voicemail he left me the day he found out the true value. He demanded it back as if he were entitled to an object he had sold fair and square. He called me a POS, called my wife a POS, and even said he would do bad things if I didn't sell him the guitar back. And to those who claimed they would have told him the real value, that's a load of horse manure. If you walked into a garage sale or an estate sale and spotted an item worth $5,000 priced at $50, there isn't a snowball's chance in hell you'd walk up to the homeowner and tell them they mispriced it. You'd buy that item and then proudly tell all your friends and family what an incredible score you got. Don't even try to kid yourself that you wouldn't do the same. I don't feel a shred of guilt about buying an awesome guitar at a steal of a price. I was curious what others would think, and it looks like I'm not the asshole. So thank you, Reddit. I can play this guitar with zero guilt now. Not that I felt guilty before, but now my feelings are completely justified. This story highlights a crucial lesson: knowledge is power. And it's up to each individual to value their own possessions before selling them. What would you have done in my position, knowing the true value of the guitar?